Is Julia Buckley, and this is my presentation on who is responsible when self-driving cars have accidents. First, we're going to start with a quick video that demonstrates a robocar in a nutshell. This is a video from Tesla of its autopilot self-driving feature. In this video, you will be seeing the camera and sensor technologies that Tesla uses while the car is in autopilot. Each of the boxes that are coming in for the vehicle input from the sensors represent different objects in the path of the car, or around the car. Blue represent objects, green represents objects that are in the path of the car, and orange and purple boxes represent any street signs or street lights. So, as you can see, the market size that self-driving vehicles will have in the United States for the next North America for the next 10 years is going to be exponentially increasing. So, as these vehicles are going to take over our roads, the conversation about liability grows more and more relevant. Some key questions and issues about this topic include: how do self-driving cars work, and how do we define self-driving? Where do we draw the line between driver negligence and manufacturer error? And finally, as we look towards the future, will we have the choice to drive our own vehicles in the distant future, and what are the elements of making this choice? First of all, I'm going to describe how self-driving cars work. Nearly all autonomous vehicles use some kind of combination of radar, LiDAR, ultrasonic sensors, and cameras to ensure the safe navigation of the vehicle. These technologies each have pros and cons. For instance, cameras can detect colors, so street signs, but they cannot detect any range from where these signs are or any objects are. Radar is very good in bad weather, and it has good range. However, the resolution that the sensors get from radar is not great at certain ranges. LiDAR has very good resolution at range, so it fixes the issue with radar. However, it doesn't perform as well in weather. So, what is the solution considering all of these factors? A combination of the three, with ultrasound, and this provides the safest strategy for self-driving vehicles. So, how do we define self-driving? Thankfully, the Society of Automotive Engineers has 6 levels of automation to make this fairly clear. Beginning at the bottom, a level 0 has absolutely no driving automation. That is just a normal car. At level 1, there is some driver assistance, like cruise control or lane assist. However, the human still controls speed and steering. This is what most cars have at the moment. A level 2 self-driving car can control speed and steering. However, it is not self-driving because a human has to be in the driver's seat and can take control of the vehicle at any time. The Tesla autopilot that I showed in that first video is a level 2. Level 3 is a little bit more subtle. It has everything that level 2 has, however, the vehicle can make informed decisions for itself. The driver, however, is still required to stay alert and in the driver's seat. A level 4 self-driving vehicle, it is fully self-driving, has all of the same things as level 3, and it does not require any human interaction in most circumstances. It can intervene if something goes wrong, and humans still can intervene with the vehicle if necessary. Finally, a level 5 fully self-driving vehicle has no attention necessary. Many wouldn't even have steering wheels or pedals. The human cannot change the path of the vehicle. Who are the stakeholders in this situation? First of all, we have the drivers. The drivers have the chance of being liable in a crash for a level 2, 3, or 4 vehicle, and they must stay aware of the car and take control if necessary in terms of the cars that are currently on our roads. The passengers could possibly be a victim in a crash, and it could be a distraction to the driver. Autonomous and semi-autonomous car manufacturers such as Tesla, Ford, GM, these people are responsible for the technology of the driving vehicle. Any kind of faulty model or issue with the coding of the vehicle could lead to hundreds of accidents if there's a faulty fleet. The industry regulators, These people ensure that the manufacturer's work is safe and according to code. If they relax these restrictions, the safety of the vehicle could be compromised. And finally, most separated from the driver, are the local, state, and federal governments. These are the governments that are going to be determining the rollout of the allowed levels of automation on the roads. For instance, most state governments are working independently, and there are some states that allow level 2 vehicles, there are some states that allow no autonomous vehicles, and that's a state-by-state basis, and in the future, federal government will also be involved. So how did we get here? In 2009, Google began its self-driving car project, now known as Waymo. After a few years of research, Google's prototypes had driven over 300,000 miles without any accidents. Then in 2011, Nevada was the first state to allow the operation of autonomous vehicles. Since this year, 21 other states have passed legislation to allow autonomous vehicles up to level 2. In 2016, a Tesla in autopilot mode, as shown in the video earlier, crashed in a highway, killing its driver. This is marked as the first known fatality involving a self-driving vehicle. In 2017, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration released its report on the Tesla incident, ultimately concluding that the autonomous vehicles are safer than today's cars. Finally, in 2018, Uber was involved in a serious self-driving car accident, resulting in the death of a pedestrian, and this pedestrian was the first fatality caused by an autonomous vehicle. Let's read into these headlines. In the Uber incident, the Uber vehicle was almost fully autonomous and was traveling 38 miles an hour and approaching a crosswalk. It did not detect nor slow down for the pedestrian. This is a major issue. However, it was revealed that the driver was watching Hulu and completely unaware of the situation, which goes against the guidelines for a level 2 or a level 3 autonomous vehicle. For the Tesla situation, the Tesla was in full autopilot mode on a highway, and it crashed into a tractor-trailer that was making a left turn and killed the driver. However, similar to the Uber situation, it was revealed in the report that the vehicle had been repeatedly warning the driver to turn off autopilot mode and take control of the car. So, in reality, 94% of vehicle crashes are caused by human error. There were over 36,000 people killed in car accidents in America just in the year of 2019. Essentially, the fact that self-driving and autopilot car crashes are making these headlines proves that they do work in reducing fatalities from reckless, careless, or drunk driving, and that is emphasized in the 2017 report on the Tesla incident. Essentially, the revolution is now. Level 2 vehicles are already on our roads, and car companies such as Tesla, Ford, GM, and Waymo have high hopes of reaching full automation sooner than we think. So this is a very necessary issue to discuss. In my conclusion, I want to compare our present to our future. Our present is level 2 vehicles on our roads. In this case, a crash could be the fault of the manufacturer or of the human in the driver's seat. The two instances that we discussed were both the fault of the human in the driver's seat. When the inevitable crashes do happen, determining liability will very often be on a case-by-case basis, because it could be a manufacturer error or it could be just negligence of the driver not paying attention when they are required to. However, as we move up through levels of automation, crashes will be less likely and manufacturers will likely be more at fault. This is as we move from level 2 to level 3 and from level 3 to level 4. In all of these instances, the driver is required to pay attention. Finally, with level 5, drivers will have no control and therefore no liability. Because human error is much more likely than machine error, autonomous vehicles will take over our roads. And in this case, manufacturers will hold liability in less frequent crashes. Thank you very much.